These days, Michigan State is stuck state due to all that money they gave Mel Tucker this offseason. If you haven't subscribed yet, or if you're new, great time to subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I upload videos every single day of the Big Ten variety. Also, crush that like button. Outside of that magical 2021 season, Mel Tucker is a combined 4-9 as head coach at Michigan State. That's the 2020 season, and that's the poor start to 2022. Why are we here? Why are we in the situation that we are? Where if Michigan State fired Mel Tucker today, they'd be paying close to $85 million in buyout money. Well, here's why. Great 2021 season. Look at Mel Tucker. He's one of the best rising young coaches. You know, he's new in the profession as a head coach, but man, he's been around for a while. He's got a great pedigree. He utilizes the transfer portal than any head coach in the country. And then the LSU job came open, and I think a lot of people in East Lansing, Michigan were afraid he was going to bolt. Whether it was LSU or whether it was some of the other openings that were there at the time, I think a lot of people wearing green up in Michigan thought, oh no, we're going to lose him. And they were willing to do whatever to keep him in East Lansing, Michigan. So what'd they do? They paid him a similar contract to what Brian Kelly got at LSU. The same Brian Kelly that led Notre Dame to multiple playoff appearances, multiple 10-win seasons at the University of Notre Dame. Mel Tucker, one 10-win season, and it was just the year before all of these negotiations and all of this stuff started to happen. This is what happens when you offer a boatload of money to a coach that doesn't have a lot of success. And this is also a byproduct, of the early signing period, where you got to make quick decisions fast. Oh, 10 years, $95 million sounds like a lot of money, but we got to make a quick decision, otherwise we're going to lose them to LSU. We're going to lose them to USC. We're going to lose them to whatever school. And they had to make the decision right then and there, and they decided to offer them the money because they thought Mel Tucker was a great head coach. He's not looking so great right now. Saw a great tweet a while ago. Kenneth Walker got Mel Tucker paid. Kenneth Walker masked so many issues that Michigan State had a year ago. Right? The offensive line is pretty similar to what it was a year ago. Not a great offensive line. Kenneth Walker was able to break tackles, get to the second level, get to the outside, use his speed and break big runs. And the O-line didn't need much for Kenneth Walker to get to that next level and make some of those plays. And when you had that running game that you had last year, it made things a whole lot easier in the passing game downfield for Peyton Thorne, right? And Kenneth Walker and his ability and what he was able to do, he made Peyton Thorne look a lot better than he was. Now this season, when Peyton Thorne is the focal point of the offense and Michigan State can't do diddly-poo in the running game, you see exactly the type of quarterback Peyton Thorne is. And that's a below-average quarterback in the Big Ten Conference. He's thrown 7 interceptions this year to 9 touchdowns. He's 10th in the Big Ten in passing yards this season. Okay, he is in the lower tier of quarterbacks in the Big Ten Conference. Like, you're seeing so many things come to light. That one player masked a year ago in Kenneth Walker. Let's talk about the running game this year, right? It was great last year. What about this year? I mean, we thought we had Jalen Berger and Jarek Broussard, a couple of decent running backs. I thought they were going to come in and do something. No, not so much. Only Indiana and Iowa have worse rushing offenses right now. Michigan State, 145 total yards in their 3 Big Ten games this year. 38 yards against Minnesota, 100 against Maryland, and a combined 7 in their last game against Ohio State. Their best rushing performance was Elijah Collins, 5 carries, 36 yards, and a touchdown against Maryland. This is a dreadful rushing offense, and because they can't run the football, they have to put the ball into the hands of Peyton Thorne and try to trust him to throw downfield, and that hasn't gone the way they've wanted to. Let's rewind back to 2021. Okay, they had a great season, but if you really dive into it, they did a great job in winning a lot of close games. 4 one-possession victories at Nebraska game, Indiana, Michigan, and Penn State. If 2 of those go the other way, and this is an 8-4 team. Let's just throw out some hypotheticals right now. This is an 8-4 Michigan State team. Let's say they win a bowl game and they go 9-4. And he starts the way he starts right now, and the trends they are in college football, I'd probably think he'd be gone by now. But because he put up a 10-win season, he put up a great season, that's why he's still here. And a big reason that he is still the head coach at Michigan State is because of that big old contract. So what's next? How does Michigan State go from here? Man, you look at the schedule coming up, they still got to play Michigan. They still got to play Penn State. Who knows what's going to happen in that Wisconsin game this week? Things are not looking good. And Michigan State's probably not in a position to pay $80 million to a coach to just go away. That's not going to look very good. So what do you do from here? You're also stuck because who's going to if Mel Tucker is going to leave for a job, who's going to take him? Who's going to take him? He has clearly been exposed as the coach that he is. That's why at the beginning of the video, stuck state. Michigan State is stuck. There's not a whole lot they can do right now. You got UC, USC, and UCLA coming into the conference. Look at both those schools right now. They're both top 10 programs right now, the Bruins and the Trojans. They're both really good football teams. Michigan State is going to have an even tougher time of it as this tenure goes along, and they're going to continue to get knee-deep, thigh-deep, waist-deep in the quicksand that is the Mel Tucker contract. I want to know what you guys think about this. Does Michigan State, what can they do? Do you fire him and pay the ungodly amount of money? Do you try to encourage Mel Tucker to try to get another job? What do you do at Michigan State? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below about everything that I mentioned in this video. Make sure you subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I'm Big Ten Ted, and we'll see you in the next one.